Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
So today's lecture is from Science of Grade 8. The textbook we are consulting is published by Cantor Publisher, which is a part of Cambridge Scholar Series. It's our second lecture from chapter 2. The chapter 2 we have been discussing is about heredity in organisms. Heredity means transference of characters and features from one generation to another. For this purpose, a very important phenomena is responsible, that is cell division. Cell division simply means the division of one cell into two and into four and so on. When we were discussing unicellular organisms in grade 6, we discussed that one unicellular organism divides into two. That was called reproduction there. In multicellular organisms, reproduction is also a cell division, or you can say reproduction takes place as a result of cell division, specific type of cell division. But besides reproduction, cell division takes place throughout the body of multicellular organisms. So in multicellular organisms, there are two types of cell divisions. One that takes place throughout the body or in somatic cells. The body cells, just like present in hair, eyes, nose, nails, fingers, body organs, are called somatic cells. And the other one that takes place in germ cells. Germ cells means gametes, the cells that are capable of fertilization. So in this lecture we will discuss these two types of cell division, and through this lecture the SLO that will be achieved is differentiate between mitosis and meiosis. These are those two types of cell division we have been discussing. Mitosis, the cell division takes place in body cells or somatic cells. And meiosis, the type of cell division takes place in germ cells or gametes. Gametes, I again repeat, are the cells that are capable of fertilization or that undergo fertilization to produce a new individual. The textbook page 21 and page 22 will support us while discussing the cell division. First of all, we'll see what the cell division actually is. Then we study each type of cell division, mitosis as well as meiosis, and then on page 23 there is a comparison between mitosis and meiosis, and we'll see how these two stages, how these two types of cell division are different as well as similar to each other. So the question arises, what the cell division actually is. Cell division is a process actually through which a parent cell tends to divide into two or more daughter cells. Sometimes two cells are formed and sometimes one parent cell divides into four daughter cells. These two newly formed daughter cells again undergo division and produce daughter cells. So we can see that one cell divides into two or sometimes four cells, newly formed daughter cells are formed as a result of one division. These newly formed daughter cells then again undergoes a process of division and form two new daughter cells, and the process goes on. These two cells will again undergo cell division and again two new cells will be formed. The next question arises, why is cell division necessary? What is the purpose of this process? Why is it useful for our body? Why is it beneficial for human beings or other animals? It is necessary, cell division is necessary to ensure the growth of individuals. How? We have studied that organisms are made up of cells. These cells combine to form tissues. Similar different types of tissues combine to form organs. And organs make up organ systems. Organ system give rise to a complete individual. This is the cellular hierarchy we have been discussed in detail in grade 6. So, all the structures that make up an individual are made up of cell. Cell divides and tissues form. If the cell do not divide, do not undergo division, there will be no tissue, because tissues are the combination of cells and is a larger structure than the cells. If there is only single cell in an individual, or 2 or cells, or even 10 cells, and they do not tend to undergo division, no different types of tissue will be formed, and hence no organ systems and individual will be formed as a result. So, cell division is necessary to ensure the growth of individuals in terms of organ systems, different organs. Secondly, cell division is necessary to repair damaged cells and tissues. Whenever there is cut or wound in our body, it means the cells at that wounded place have been damaged. So, new cells immediately begin to form to cover this loss. If no cell division would have been taken place on that wounded place, our wound will never ever be healed. So, to repair damaged cells and tissues, cell division is necessary. The third very important and the basic purpose of cell division is to continue the race of individuals. It means to continue the generations. As you see, a cat have offsprings. These offsprings are capable to fertilize again and produce offsprings. Those offsprings again fertilize and produce new offsprings, and that's how the race of or the species of cat continues. There is particular type of cell division involved in this process. The similar process takes place with human beings. If there is no particular type of cell division, the offsprings of human beings will not be formed, and there will be stop on the race of humans. Number of humans will be limited in such situation. So here we can classify the type of cell divisions taking place in human bodies or in individuals. Mitosis, that ensure the growth of individuals as well as is necessary to repair the damaged cells. It is one type, and the other one is meiosis, which is necessary to continue the race of individual animals and human beings as well. So in our today's lecture, we'll see these two types of cell divisions in detail, and then we'll make a comparison between the both. First of all, we'll study mitosis. Mitosis, as we have been discussed earlier, takes place in somatic cells only. Somatic cells mean body cells that are present in all our body parts: hair, hands, nose, ears. Nails. And it is taking place throughout, all the time, anywhere in the body. Before the cell division in mitosis begin, there is an interphase. Interphase is the pre-mitosis stage, in which cell prepare itself to divide, to undergo division. In this stage, the chromatin, the genetic material present inside the cell, or the chromatin, replicates itself. In our previous lecture, we read that each individual has its specific number of chromosomes. In human beings, there are 23 pairs of chromosomes. It means that there are 46 chromosomes in human cells or human genome. These 46 cells replicate themselves. The replication is necessary when the cell divides. The number of chromosomes remain the same, because as a result of division, number of chromosomes becomes also divide themselves. When the cell has been prepared itself to undergo division, the first stage of mitosis begins, that is prophase. Here you will observe the chromosomes. It is single chromosome which has replicated itself in its sister chromosome. This is one chromosome and it is sister chromosome or chromatid or its replica. All the genes present in this chromosome will also be present here. So same in the case with this chromosome and this chromosome. All these chromosomes have been duplicated or replicated themselves. In the prophase, the nuclear membrane present around these chromosomes will rupture. As you can see, there is no nuclear membrane around this. Spindle fibers will be formed. These are the spindle fibers that constitute the spindle assembly. Not only the chromosome duplicate itself but become condensed. The feature of prophase is chromosome become condensed and duplicate themselves. The third basic feature is nuclear membrane have been ruptured. After the prophase, there is another phase that is called metaphase. In metaphase, as you can see, spindle assembly have been set up. The chromosomes from their center have been arranged on spindle fibers. These are the spindle fibers. The central region of chromosome is called centromere. Chromosomes attach themselves to these spindle fibers with centromere. And the basic features in metaphase are chromosomes lined up on spindle assembly. Then there comes the third phase, which is called anaphase. In anaphase, as you can see, two distinguished poles become to develop. The spindle fibers tend to stretch the chromosomes from this centromere region. Each chromosome which have been duplicated now begins to separate out, and this separation takes place at centromere region. Half chromosome will move towards one pole and second half of these duplicated chromosome will move toward the opposite pole, and there is a pinch in the cell begin to develop. This pinch or gap will continue to increase and the cell will be divided into two halves. The features of anaphase are duplicated chromosomes begin to separate out. not only separate out but move against opposite poles. As the chromosomes reach to the opposite poles, the next phase, that is telophase, begins. Telophase is denoted with the division of nucleus. Here, nucleus divides into two. Now the next step is the division of cytoplasm, and the division of cytoplasm is known as cytokinesis. Whereas the division of nucleus is called karyokinesis. All the four phases of cell division, which was prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase, were the phases of karyokinesis. When the cytoplasm of a cell divides into two halves completely. Here the mitosis completes. This is the type of cell division taking place throughout the body in all our cells all the time. Next comes the meiosis. Meiosis, as we have discussed earlier, takes place in germ cells only, or the gametes. It happens only when there is time to fertilization. And the basic feature of meiosis is the number of chromosomes reduced to half. Whereas when we look at the mitosis, number of chromosomes remain the same. Here 1 chromosome, 2 chromosome, 3 chromosome and 4 chromosome were in the start, which have been duplicated themselves, and now at the end there are 1, 2, 3 and 4 chromosomes again. These 4 chromosomes will duplicate themselves in the interphase region and will begin another division. But here we will see that the number of chromosomes will be reduced after the second meiotic division. Here you can see there are 4 number of chromosomes, 1, 2, 3, 4, but at the second stage after meiosis 2 there will be only 2 chromosomes in 4 daughter cells. In mitosis only 2 cells were formed, 2 daughter cells, but meiosis, after passing second meiosis stage, 4 daughter cells will be formed with reduced number of chromosomes. As the meiotic cells, or the cells formed as a result of meiosis, contain half number of chromosomes, so that's why they are called haploid cells. Whereas in mitosis, as the number of chromosomes remain the same, so the daughter cells are called diploid cells. We also denote diploid cells with 2n, and the haploid cells are denoted by capital N only. And the reason of the daughter cells being haploid is there is no division, there is no replication of cell division after meiosis 1. Here meiosis 1 and meiosis 2 are 2 stages of meiosis. In the first stage, the chromatin of the cell replicates itself before prophase 1. During prophase, a certain phenomenon takes place, which is called crossing over. In crossing over, exchange of genetic material takes place. You can say that a part of one chromosome will attach itself to the other chromosomes. Here, as you can see in metaphase very clearly, that chromosome A, part of chromosome A have been exchanged with part of chromosome B. This exchange of genetic material gives rise to variations in new generation. Whereas in mitosis, there was no phenomena of meiosis, of crossing over. That's why all the cells produced as a result of mitosis were genetically identical to their parent cells, whereas the cells produced as a result of meiosis will have variations in them from that of parent cells. All the stages of meiosis are similar to that of mitosis, except the phenomenon of crossing over. In prophase 1, crossing over takes place, nuclear membrane ruptures. As you can see, there becomes hole in nuclear membrane. In metaphase 1, it actually disappears, spindle assembly sets itself, and the chromosome sets at the spindle assembly with its centromeric region. In anaphase 1, the spindle fiber condenses and shortens, and the chromosomes, duplicated chromosomes, tend to move towards their opposite poles. In telophase, the nuclear division completes, chromosomes reach to their opposite poles, and the division of cytoplasm begins, and the division of cytoplasm is called as cytokinesis. As a result, two daughter cells are formed with similar number of chromosomes. Now these two daughter cells will undergo another division, which is called meiosis II. Here, these two cells were formed as a result of meiosis I, but now here they will not undergo the replication in interphase stage as they did in mitosis. As there is no duplication or replication of genetic materials, so as a result of division in anaphase, the number of chromosomes will be reduced to half. Again, the process repeats itself. In prophase, nuclear membrane ruptures. In metaphase, chromosomes attach themselves to the spindle fibers with centromeric region. In anaphase, the spindle fiber condense and the chromosome move towards opposite poles. So in telophase region, in telophase 2, 4 haploid cells are formed with half number of chromosomes. And the reason of being half number, you have known that there is no duplication of chromosomes or genetic material before the prophase 2. There is another reason for being the haploid cells is zygote that produced as a result of meiosis must contain genetic information from mother and from the father. So the gametes must contain half of the chromosomes found in normal body cells. When two gametes, one coming from the father and the other from the mother, join together at the time of fertilization, normal amount of chromosomes restore. Now we will see the comparison between mitosis and meiosis on page 23. In mitosis, the cell undergoes one division, while in meiosis, there are two divisions, meiosis I and meiosis II. The other difference is one parent cell produces two daughter cells, as there is only one division, but in meiosis, 2 to 4 daughter cells are produced as the cell undergo two meiotic divisions. Daughter cells are diploid, it means they contain similar number of chromosomes as their parent cells contain, but in meiosis, 4 newly produced daughter cells are haploid, means they contain half number of chromosomes than that of their parent cells. Mitosis, the division happen in all cells of the body except germ cells. Germ cells mean gametes, the cells which tend to undergo fertilization. The meiotic division takes place in sex cells or the germ cells only at the time of fertilization. Mitosis takes place every time, whereas meiosis takes place only at the time of reproduction, when there are gametes to join to fertilize to produce new offsprings. In mitosis, cells are genetically identical copies of parent cells because no crossing over takes place and the genetic material duplicates itself, whereas in meiosis there is crossing over, so the genetic material could not be identical to that of parent cells. And it is our last difference that in mitosis no crossing over takes place, whereas in meiosis crossing over takes place. Now comes the homework. Just open your textbook at page 26. You will find the test exercise 1. The part A of test exercise 1 is fill the circle of the correct option against each statement. You are provided with one statement with 4 options. You have to find out the right option. First, read the statement carefully. The cytoplasmic division happens in this phase of cell division. You have to name out the cytoplasmic division. Where does it takes place? In prophase region, in metaphase, in telophase, or in anaphase? You have to find out the right answer and fill its circle. Then you will solve question number 5. Ali is observing the germ cells resulted from meiosis under electron microscope. Choose the most visible observation. Meiosis is denoted with haploid cells, diploid cells, no chromosomes or identical chromosomes. Which one is the feature of meiosis? You have to find out and fill its circle. Then comes the part B. Number 1 question is define cell division. Number 2 is how is mitosis different from meiosis? Now you are capable to differentiate between both types of cell division, and you will write down only 2 differences, as this is the short answer question. Then you will solve question number 4. Prophase in mitosis is different from prophase 1 in meiosis. How? You have to make the difference by drawing its diagram. Then comes the review exercise at page 29. Just open your text, page 30, review exercise. Solve question number 5, which is related to your today's lecture, which is anaphase shows crossing over, arrangement of chromosomes along centriole, movement of chromosomes into different sides of a cell, cytoplasmic division of the cell. What is the feature of anaphase? Mark its circle. Then you will move to part B of review exercise. You will solve the question number 3, which is differentiate the haploid cell from diploid cells. You know the difference between haploid and diploid cells now clearly, so describe them in your own words. Then comes the part C. First question आप solve करेंगे, which is differentiate between mitosis and meiosis in detail. You will draw the diagram and then differentiate between both types of cell division. Next comes the summer pack. Just look at your page 20 as well and 21. You will solve the activity 2.1, which is related to your SLO, differentiate between mitosis and meiosis. Compare the 2 modes of cell division through diagrams. Here 4 stages are given. You will draw the diagram and through the help of diagram you will differentiate the both. Then comes MCQ section of summer pack. Just open your page 24. Solve the question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, question number 4 and question number 5. Number 1 is mitosis is a process that here 4 definitions are given for mitosis. You have to find out the first one, the right one, and then give the reason why, which one is correct and why it is correct. Number 2 MCQ is choose the correct one for mitosis. Again, a feature of prophase taking place during mitosis is demanding. Read all the options and then find out the right option and then give the reason. Number 3 is skin cells reproduce through mitosis, meiosis, both mitosis and meiosis, and budding. You have to find out the process through which skin cell reproduce and then give the reason. Number 4 is a cell has 64 chromosomes. After cell division it contains 32. The cell divided through, you have to find out the cell division in which number of chromosomes reduced to half, whether it is mitosis, meiosis, budding, or all of these. Then give the reason why did you choose this option. Number 5th MCQ is crossing over takes place during, you have to find out the phase during which the crossing over take place, whether it is prophase of mitosis, metaphase of mitosis, prophase 2 of meiosis, or prophase 1 of meiosis, and then give the reason. Next comes the page 25. Solve question number 6, question 7, question 8, question 9 on page 25. Question 6 is, it is not the feature of meiosis II. You have to find out the feature that does not belong to meiosis II and then give its reason. Number 7 MCQ is, separation of chromosomes takes place during which phase? You have to find out the phase during which chromosomes separates themselves from at the centromeric region, whether it takes place at prophase, metaphase, anaphase or telophase, and then give the reason. You are given a diagram, observe this diagram and find out the stage, whether it is prophase, metaphase, anaphase or telophase. Then give the reason why it is correct. Number 9 MCQ is, chromosomes are present in cytoplasm, cell membrane, nucleus or mitochondria, and then give its reason. Then comes the question answer section at page 26. Number 1 question, part A is, define cell division. You can define the cell division very well. Then B is, differentiate between mitosis and meiosis. Gives the differences you have read just. Number C is, why are cells produced through meiosis? Why are cells produced through meiosis haploid? We have read that as a result of meiosis, haploid or n number of cells are produced. N cells are produced. Why it happens? You just give the reason. Then number 2 question on page 27 is, compare the following stages of mitosis and meiosis, prophase versus prophase 1. Before, during activity, you make the comparison through diagrams, and now you will give the special features of each stage in words. Metaphase versus metaphase 1, telophase versus telophase 1. Part B is, how does a somatic cell divides into two? न्यूक्लियर डिवीजन, साइटोप्लाज्मिक डिवीजन. आपने इन दोनों डिवीजन्स को डिस्कस करना है कि पहले न्यूक्लियर डिवीजन होती है, न्यूक्लियर डिवीजन में क्रोमोसोम पहले रेप्लिकेट करते हैं और फिर हाफ हो जाते हैं, फिर साइटोप्लाज्मिक डिवीजन से सेल्स 1 से 2 में डिवाइड हो जाता है. यहाँ हम अपना SLO 1 अचीव कर चुके हैं. थैंक यू वेरी मच.